Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna just get straight into it. Today's video is going to be done in a podcast style because there are a lot of things that I've been wanting to express recently, and my more traditional form of video is just not best suited for what it is that I'm going to be speaking to you all about today. This is actually episode 1 in a series of mine that I'm going to call Fed Up Black Creator on YouTube, or maybe just Fed Up Black Creator, because I am just noticing a lot of trends and just a lot of things that are happening to Black creators, and I just really wanted a space to discuss it and talk about it, that basically provides a sounding board for Black creators. I want to be somebody who is making that space, and just demanding that our voices be heard. What I want to focus on today for episode 1 is feeling that there is no true and genuine support or collaboration happening amongst Black creators. Now, I'm not saying that Black creators need to go out and create hype houses and things of that nature, but I will admit and I will agree that, yeah, there does seem to be this lack of collaboration amongst Black creators. I'm not talking about just like crossover videos, or like quote unquote collabs where you just are featured in each other's video, just hoping that by mentioning each other, like you each get a couple of more clicks and views. But true collaboration where there is prolonged, sustained partnership that is taken seriously. I am, for Black History Month, I am going to be highlighting a Black creator that I really enjoy. And every single day on my platform here on YouTube, in the community tab, I want to make that clear though, you're going to have to go to my community tab. I'm going to be highlighting a Black creator because I just don't understand why it is so difficult for us to be supporting each other. Like, it really takes zero effort to mention that you are watching other Black creators. And I know that people think that, oh, like we all know the creators who are out there, but like, absolutely no, we do not. Like, no, we do not. I just got on TikTok recently, and I'm still very new to TikTok, but there's this whole side of TikTok that's just like, small Black creators, small YouTubers, small Black content creators who are doing their best to genuinely engage with each other and sustain relationships of collaboration, because we're always going to fare better if we are working together. But it seems like that hasn't really translated over to YouTube, and I really wonder why that is. The giveaway is now open. My Nespresso virtual line coffee machine giveaway is now open. As you all know, in my vlogs, I'm always talking about my coffee. I love my Nespresso machine, and now I want to gift one of my subscribers one. To gain early entry, you will need to leave a response to 2 comments that I have left on my Black Women in Luxury video. Click the eye up at the top right corner and gain your entry. I just really want to see Black creators on YouTube. And I'm being specific to YouTube, at least in this episode, because YouTube is really a platform that, if utilized correctly in a more social way, if there was a more group effort amongst us all when it comes to YouTube, there really is absolutely nothing that could stop us or our efforts to monetize, to the moon. But we're not doing it. Like, I'll say this, from dipping my toe into the TikTok realm, people seem to be far more willing to just support you, shout you out, share tips with you, just like talk about what it is that they're doing that's helping them find success. Where on YouTube, that is not as common. I feel like on YouTube, people want to always either sort of tease you with information and then go, okay, well, since I've made you feel like I might probably have the answers, maybe, who knows, because the language they've used is so vague, that you're kind of your barometer for like, if the information they're giving you really is the real information that helped them become successful, is their subscriber count, or if their subscribers are not being displayed, then it's just their view count. If that's your only barometer, of course you're gonna probably sit there and listen to what they say. So they do all of that, and then they go, okay, yeah, so since I've made you feel like I might know what I'm talking about, and teased you with information that sounds like it should make sense, right? It's behind a paywall now. And I don't have any problem with people wanting to monetize their intellect, monetize their skills, monetize their talents. That's fine. I mean, if we're on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? If you're on YouTube and you're sticking it out on YouTube to get monetized and then you reach the point of monetization, I'm not going to blame anybody for taking it a step further and not having a Patreon, or whatever other platform they want to, use as a paywall. I don't have any problem with that, but I do take issue with people who do that for every little thing. I mean, every little thing. If somebody's just hey, what mic are you using? It's oh, join my Patreon for $12. You can find out all of my gear specs, which is okay. You're sharing your mic information is not about to take away, from your viewership. Letting other people know what mics you use so everybody can have really great mic quality does not take away from the fact that your videos and your content are as great as they are. I think a lot of us are missing out on so many amazing opportunities for collaboration because we are so afraid. We have such a scarcity mindset. It's literally getting out of control now, especially when it comes to us being creators, content creators of any form. I don't care if you're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, I don't know, OnlyFans, just across the board. It's nobody wants to share. And I'm when has not sharing for us as a community of Black people, when has not sharing ever benefited us? With each other, not when it's not sharing with other, when has not sharing information and resources with each other ever benefited us as a collective and as a community? Absolutely never. So I don't know why we want to adopt those sort of behaviors and mindsets during this time where making money online is clearly something that more people are getting into. It's most definitely, the future, but it's also the reality. It is the now. I am on YouTube. I am a creator. My channel is monetized and I'm earning money, and I can't find a reason to want to gatekeep any of the information that I have. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Raven Elise and her mother, more so I should say Raven Elise's mother, Mrs. Tony Scott, or Chef Tony if you're a subscriber, and affectionately know her as such, Chef Tony. She created a YouTube growth masterclass. And I'll admit, when they announced that Chef Tony was going to be doing this YouTube growth masterclass, I really did just assume I really wanted to do it. I really wanted to join, but I was dang, it's probably about to be $500, $1,000. And I wasn't even going to be upset if that had been the pricing, but it was just oh, I can understand if they do price it that high because this is Raven Elise and she has built such a platform and her caliber of partnerships, sister collabs with Target and Walmart, she's with these huge, corporations now. I was going to say brands, but brand isn't even the word anymore. Places like Target and Walmart have moved past just being considered brands and businesses. These are mega multi-billion-dollar corporations, right? And so she is getting paid by these kind of people, right? So I was I could understand if she and her mother have decided that, yeah, the money you're going to have to pay to receive that sort of kind of information, how to get those sort of things, oh, babe, it's going to have to be buku money. But I was very happily, might I say, very surprised when the price, well, at least the introductory price when I joined was only $189. It was $189. So I joined the YouTube Growth Masterclass. And at the time where I joined, I was in the first cohort. So I was basically in the first class of participants. And so our perk, and our benefit for joining as the first class of participants was that no matter how the masterclass evolves and changes, so say Chef Tony wants to add more modules and more courses, or she wants to change the whole thing, it takes on a different kind of form, we will forever have lifetime access to everything that was before and everything that is after for $189. And when she said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's like $200. I can prioritize $200, towards this, because this information truthfully really is priceless, because by utilizing the information that I learned from the masterclass, there's no telling, how much money I will make off of that. Like, there's no telling for them. Like, anybody who takes the masterclass could end up earning just as much as Raven has so far, or even more, in as long as the time it has taken her to get there, or half the time, whatever. And what I really appreciated about the masterclass was that Chef Tony, she puts an emphasis on, she really does hope that everyone who does take this masterclass actually achieves all of the things that she's been able to with Raven in half the time. She's like, that's the whole entire point. Like, we're giving you the true play-by-play playbook. And also, let me say this, that masterclass is incredibly detailed. Like, I mean, if you know Raven Elise and you know her mom, it's not surprising how detailed and in-depth and how thorough this masterclass is. But when I tell y'all, they are giving you the real numbers. They are showing you the true, obviously they're not going to show you the whole contract in depth, but they're showing you everything as much as they can, legally, without obviously putting out too much of Raven's personal finance, business, stuff like that out there. But besides that, just what they're teaching you about making your YouTube a business is so amazing. And I've already been seeing the benefits from the masterclass. Honestly, I feel I got monetized as quickly as I did because of the masterclass. And then I was like, dang, as beautiful as it is that this information exists, it's still behind a paywall. And again, y'all, I'm not saying I have any problem with it being behind a paywall, but I was just like, it would be really transformative though, right? For us as a collective of Black creators, if information like this were just more prevalent in public. I'm not trying to say this, she should just scrap the masterclass and just put it on YouTube for free. But it's just for example, okay. So the things that I'm learning with the masterclass, I 100% intend to, share that knowledge with you. Obviously, I'm not going to, copy and paste her masterclass, because that would be ridiculous. But it's just there are some things in this masterclass, and I'm not even joking with y'all. There are some things in this masterclass they discuss that you could never Google the answer. You couldn't even Google the question, because you really would never think of even asking some of the questions that they're answering, because unless you're at that level in your YouTube career, unless you're literally working with Target, Walmart, Macy's, Tiffany and Co., unless you have those sort of clients in your YouTube business, you're not even thinking about asking some of these questions. And so it's stuff like that, that I feel should be made a little bit more available. But on my channel, I do the video essays. I'm a research-based channel is the best way to describe it. I do share my thoughts and opinions, but I'm mostly in conversation with essays. That would be the best way to describe my content and my video essays, is that I am in conversation with essays. So I will do research. I will write a loose script for myself. And then when I come to you all, the finished product usually will result in me inserting my viewpoint as I read an essay to you all, right? So when I'm inserting my viewpoint, when I'm inserting my opinion, that opinion and viewpoint has been formed, 1, by reading the essay, 2, reading supplementary materials, 3, doing even further research if need be, 4, basically writing a short essay of my own on my findings, right? And then I present to you all the original essay that inspired the whole entire video within itself. I will be reading that whole essay to you, and I will take breaks, obviously in between paragraphs or pages, to give you all my thoughts and opinions and other research findings to help you all just, form your own opinions on topics that I think are interesting and should be discussed in a much more nuanced way that, aren't being given the historical context or background that they should be in order for us to have conversations that promote healthy dialogue, engaging dialogue, but also, challenging dialogue. Because I always say on my channel, I'm not here to give y'all the black or white. I'm not here to tell y'all this is the side you should be on, or this is the side that I'm on. I'm just here to tell y'all the conversations we're having need to just be much more nuanced, because y'all want to exist in these extreme dichotomies. Y'all want it to be left or right. And it just doesn't work like that, sweets. Time and time again, the universe shows us quite literally nothing works like that. So why are we trying to have certain conversations as if that's how things work? Babe, you don't even think like that. So stop trying to even make content that, quote unquote, sells the image of you thinking like that. I know I won't, because I know I don't think like that. So I took a tangent there, but back on the topic of just sharing what it is you're learning and sharing what it is YouTube to me is the platform that I feel that if black folks sat down with each other in our niches, and really said, hey, listen, look, we are going to dedicate ourselves to not only building our individual platforms, but we are also going to dedicate ourselves to building our platforms as a community together. The one thing about being in community, people, is not that you have to be their best friends, right? Nobody says you have to be best friends. I think y'all get that confused a lot. I think a lot of times y'all think that in order to be in community with other creators, you need to be their best friends. No, I'm just saying be in community. I'm saying if you are let's say you're a hair influencer, right? Wigs, weave, natural hair, whatever. Your content is over 75% hair content. If you come across another black person, like yourself, creating that sort of content, if you notice their audio is a little wonky, you should shoot them a DM or an email and be like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. I also make this kind of content. I noticed in your last video, your audio goes in and out a little bit. This is the mic that I'm using in my videos. It cost me this much money, and I think it was a really great mic, and it helps me, get across my point better in my video. We don't really do that. We don't. By the time people start to share their tech specs and for their videos, it's usually after they have gotten to a very large point or hit a certain milestone with their subscribers. And even then, they're only going to tell you about certain kind of equipment that they're using. And I also do not want to hear the argument, because I'm not going to engage with it. So I also don't want to hear the argument that nobody owes you anything. We're all here to make money. Blah, blah, blah. Babe, this is YouTube. This is YouTube. And unless you quite literally created every single device that you're using to produce your content, then what are you talking about? Because it sounds to me like you went to the store like every other person and you bought a thing that someone else made and built so you can make your content. So how about you be thankful if the person who made and built that thing didn't gatekeep the freaking microphone so that you can have the microphone to use. Because guess what? People can gatekeep technology if they want to, right? If they're the literal creator. People can gatekeep anything if they're the literal creator of it. If I invented this thing, if I made this thing, then yes, of course, I can then decide, am I going to put it out into the free market and let it be used in that way? Or am I going to keep it private and it's going to just be used amongst me and my, my peers and whatever? Okay. So if you didn't create the microphone, sister, just say what freaking mic you're using. What are we doing here? It's not helpful. This stingy mindset is not helpful and is not productive to us as creators. And I'm getting very tired of it. I'm getting very, very tired of it. No. And I'm going to get into it more in episode 2 about the way in which we go about, quote unquote, creating these black support group, black creator support group communities, because even that is not it. I'm not interested in the watch for watch, like for like, comment for comment, because I'm that also is really not helping us sustain collaboration and community and growth. So we need to go about it in better ways. And because I'm starting this series, I've also said, if I'm going to start bringing up things that I have an issue with, I need to also be providing solution, right? So please expect that to be like the format of these podcast episodes. Like I'm not coming up here just to like complain, boo, tomatoes, and give you all, no solutions. I'm not going to sit here now and also say that my solutions are the solutions, but they are options. If there are people who agree with me, cool. If there are people who don't agree with me, awesome. Love that. Give me your counter solution like that. I have no problem with that. Like, I really just want us as Black creators to start moving like more of a community and less as individuals, because if we look around, that's not really happening elsewhere. And they all seem to be doing pretty great if you ask me. So, yeah, thank you for listening to episode 1. It wasn't as structured as I would have liked, but it's also episode 1. If you made it all the way to end of this video, thank you. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment if you like. Also, y'all, please, I want to say this. Like, when it comes to these, I'm sorry, I had to take a deep breath, because when it comes to these, like, opinion-based videos and conversation videos, I really am looking to you all to engage in the comment section, not just for like my engagement or anything like that. No, like I really want you all to engage, because I actually would like to have a conversation. Like I am wanting to have discourse. So please, leave a comment and just let me know your thoughts, because also, y'all, the silent watching, not that I have a problem with it, but the silent watching actually harms your favorite creators. And I know bigger creators get a little shaky when they try to say that, because they don't want it to come off as if like, whatever. But I will say it for them and for everybody else. When you are a silent supporter, your view, as much as we all think views are everything on YouTube, they're not. The way YouTube operates now, especially once you're a monetized creator, YouTube is really looking for you to have all the factors. So something as simple as just leaving an exclamation point, an emoji, a comment that just says watching, a period, anything that just shows that you have shown up to this video and you're like engaging with it is very, very helpful to your fave creators. So just kind of like keep that in mind when you're watching your fave creators. Don't always just kind of be a silent watcher. You don't have to leave novels for them. I like to leave novels because that's me, but like leave something. Like anytime I'm watching another person's video, especially my fellow Black creators, I will comment. Like I will leave multiple comments, because for one, I want them to have that engagement. But for two, I know that by being a creator, as much as we love the views, we love the engagement even more. Not because the engagement makes us any more money. It's like, no, like I come up here on the internet and say the things that I say and do the things that I do because I like the community that comes with it. Like we want to be in community with people. So when people don't comment as often, it's like, well, daggone. Like, I'm gonna only be in conversation with 3 folks, and that's okay. Sometimes you only should be in conversation with 3 to 5 folks on certain topics and videos, but whatever. All I'm saying, y'all, is it's nice. It's nice when community is community. That's all.